You know, I think a lot of men who are in their 40s feel insecure about whether they can attract a woman or not, whether they can still be desirable. So unfortunately, society has it can have negative limiting beliefs. So they're under the illusion that when they hit 40 or in their 40s, they've got to get their Zimmer frame out, they've got to get their walking stick, they've all of a sudden, they've decayed, they've expired, they're no longer attracted to women. It's the biggest load of baloney I've ever heard. And I was working with a client recently on a weekend program. He's in his early 40s, and I just said to him, look, I'm not showing off, but I'm 39, I'm 1 year off 40, and this is the best I've ever felt, and this is the best results I've ever got personally in my dating life with women. That's not to say that I didn't get good results in my 30s, I did, and I got good results in my late 20s, but I've never felt the way that I feel now. So I want to explain something to you that's very delicate, that a lot of people don't touch on. You can be 40 and old, or you can be 40 and young. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. If you're depressed and you allow yourself to be a coward at 40 and you've got no passion in life and you don't look after yourself, your hygiene, you don't go to the gym, you don't eat, I'm not saying you've got to be like a perfect diet. It would be great if you can. But if you don't have a healthy diet and you don't look after yourself, and you have, you don't get on top of your addictions, then you're not going to look great and you're not going to feel great. And women are going to pick up on that and they're going to give back exactly what you're giving out. If you give out, I don't believe in myself, I'm a loser, I'm 40, I'm old, you're going to get that back. Pretty much you're going to get what you project. But if you're full of energy and you're passionate and you're living your dreams and you're challenging yourself and you're going gym, you're looking after yourself, you're keeping in shape, you're passionate, you feel young, you're loving life, it's gonna be endless. And you can attract women that are your age, that are younger than you, that are older than you. That's what's happening to me lately. I'm not showing off. I want to help many men with this problem, and I've got friends that are mid-40s and they look great and they don't have a problem with women. So it's an excuse, I think, but I understand it, because when I was in my 20s, my mindset would have been the same. Oh, when a man's 40, he's old. But we're living in a different time now. When you look at people like Grant Cardone and Les Brown and Robbins, these guys are all in their 60s and 70s. They still look good, they sound good because they're passionate. They're not being 70 and 60 and old. So it's all about how you feel, how you live, what you project. Now, I'm just going to be honest, this is my opinion. I look better now than I did in my 30s. Now, obviously I was younger then in my videos, you can see. I look more attractive, I know I do, because I've looked after myself and I'm in a better place. So it's not just the age, it's how you look after yourself. And unfortunately, even it's hard for me to say this, but I'm going to say it. I'm here to say the truth. I've seen people, you see people that you grow up with. I spoke to a friend about this and it's sad. And when they were younger, they were like really handsome or really good, look very popular at school. But then years later, they don't take care of themselves and they're the same age, they look 20 years older and they don't look good because they don't take care of themselves. So if you don't live a good life, then yeah, you're going to be done at 40. You could be done at 30 in terms of desirability and attractiveness. So it's not just about looks though as well, because I want to make a point of saying that. It's about the inside job, which is what most people today, they're asleep, they don't even want to think about it, they haven't even got a clue. You've got to work on the inside. It's not just about, how I dress, how I look. There's some importance in that. But I know from experience coaching, and I've said this before, when I started coaching people when I was 28. And when I was 28, I was coaching 30-year-olds, 20-year-olds, 50, 40. And guys in their 40s and 50s were getting results. The guys that come to me, they were getting relationships with women because they dress good. I built their confidence up with my coaching, and they're well traveled. So listen, and then guys will come back at me and I'm going to ask this question, say, yeah, but Johnny, some girls, if I'm 40 and I speak to a 28-year-old or 25-year-old, she's going to say I'm too old. Yeah, some women are going to say that, not all of them though. So that's what guys do, they nitpick. So let's say, for example, and the media works in this way a lot, which is very negative. So just because one or two women, if you're 45 right now, 40, just because you asked a girl out who's 26 or 28 or 30 and she said, sorry, you're a bit old for me, because that's her preference, you've got to respect that. She's not speaking for every single woman. How many women have you spoken to since then? Because if you speak to other women, they won't care your age if they're attracted to you and they like you. Some girls like older guys because older guys can give a woman what a younger guy can't: experience, wisdom, maturity, and his energy is different. Some women prefer younger guys. So everyone's got different preferences, but you can't use these as excuses, because if you do, then you're going to fail. There's always an excuse. There's a billion excuses right now, but a successful man there'll be no excuses. So it's a pile of rubbish when guys say, it makes me laugh. It's like, oh, am I done? And even if you're in your 50s and if you're in your 60s, men get better with age if, there is a catch-22, if they look after themselves and they have a passion in life. And what I'm stating is facts. Look at history. Look at all the great ones. Look at Floyd Mayweather. Look at Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is 45 now. Do you seriously think he's going to struggle with women? But you guys say, oh, it's because he's famous, he's got a lot of money. There's some truth in that, because he looks good though. He looks after himself. He's in shape. Versus you get another 45-year-old whose belly's out here and he can't get off the settee because he doesn't look after himself and he's depressed. Woman's not going to go out with a guy like that. You can't blame her. So we have to take responsibility, guys. We can't blame women. We can't blame society. We can be aware that they give us some bad beliefs. We've got to change them. We've got to work on ourselves. That's what I learned from my mentor, Jeff. If you really want to be successful, you can't blame anyone. You shouldn't even blame yourself. You've got to take responsibility, work on the man on the inside and on the outside, and you'll see the difference. Because I know for a fact, I don't live in the reality that certain men at this age live in. I don't get that reality. And it's not being big-headed. I'm not a big-headed person. I don't want to be. I'm a humble person. I'm a God-fearing person. But I'm confident in myself. And I'm succeeding. I'm dating. And I feel better around women now than I did in my 20s. But listen, I'm not knocking any of you guys that are younger, so don't hear that in the wrong way, because you can be a man when you're at 20, depending on how your mentality. And I work with a lot of young guys and they do fantastic. And the cliche saying, I was young once as well. I'm still young, but you understand what I mean. So there's hope for everyone, even 50s, 60s, but it's all about attitude, and it's all about not giving up. So just because 5 people say, if 5 people said you're dumb, do you believe that then? If 5 people say you're dumb, do you believe that the whole world thinks you're dumb? So you can't let people's opinions put you down. People love using age. It's like people can say things like, oh, you're too old to do YouTube. You're too old to start a business. But who's saying that? Negative, jealous, pessimistic, people that failed in their own life. Listen to smart people. Listen to people that are living what you want to live and are getting the results. I'm living what I teach, and I'm getting the results that most of my clients want to get, which is why they hire me. I'm a good example. So there you have it. And there's so many great women out there. That's what upsets me a lot when I have to explain to my clients. Society can put women in a negative light. It can put men in a negative light. It generalizes all that kind of stuff. But when you get out there with a positive attitude, you start meeting I've just met some fantastic women in my time. Of course, I've met women that are negative. Same with people in general. But if you get your mind right and you feel good and you look good and you sound good and you speak good, you will not have any problems attracting a woman or succeeding in your dating life at age 40 or plus. It's all down to you, all right? So, for those of you guys that are 40 plus, and you want to get serious now, and usually this is an age where you've got the finances, you can afford my coaching, which isn't cheap, it's expensive, but the value you're going to get isn't cheap, it's very expensive as well. Get in touch. I'd love to help you in your dating life. I'd love to help you to meet the right woman. And I want to make a point of saying, I cannot guarantee I'm going to get you a wife. I can't do that. And I can't guarantee that I'm going to get you a girlfriend on my program. What I can guarantee is I'm going to get you extremely confident if you follow the teaching and you follow the program through. And through that confidence that you're going to gain working with me and the social skills, it's down to you. You'll definitely massively increase your chances. You're definitely going to go on dates, and then it's up to you, obviously, to use your intuition, be honest, and filter out who isn't right until you meet the right person and put yourself out there. So in a sense, I am going to help you to do that if you're willing to commit to it. So if you want to inquire about working with me, and we need to have a conversation, this is where I like to do what I call an invisible program. I've got my set programs, a 6 weeks program, the weekend program, but with this, I want to have a conversation with you, because it might be a case where we just need a weekend and that will solve your problem. Or it might be a case where we need 6 weeks, 6 months, a year. It all depends. But that conversation starts off by sending me an email. My email address is below. I'll get back to you. Then we'll get on a Zoom call and we'll have a conversation. Listen, I work very simple with people. If I like someone and I trust them and I get on with them and you get on with me and there's chemistry, we'll close the deal, we'll work together. If I feel like, if my intuition tells me don't work with this person, it's not personal, they're not going to show up, they're going to waste my time, their character is going to be difficult to the point where I won't be able to coach you, you're not going to listen, you're not going to respect what I'm saying because you've got too much of a big ego, then I'm going to have to say I can't work with you. It doesn't matter I don't care what the price is, I'll lose the money and I'll replace you with someone who is worth working with, who is a good person at the end of the day. All right, because I haven't got time to waste. So get in touch, I look forward to it. For those of you that are not ready for coaching and can't do it, it's not a problem. I've just given you everything for free on this video. All the right information is there. So check out my video. Actually, did I give it? Let me give you a few more tips. Okay, so how does a 40-year-old get his mind right, get over his anxieties, get his self-esteem up and attract the right woman, or at least attract a date in life, have a nice date in life, not be on his own and be single and depressed? Number one, he's got to work out regularly, he's got to train, he's got to get fit. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not saying you've got to have a six-pack and big muscles, that's an extreme. It's great if you got that. You don't need that, but you need to be working out regularly. I'd say 3 times a week in the gym. The second one is you've got to improve your diet 100%, do that. The next one is you've got to be social. I'm not saying that you've got to have 100 friends and you've got to be going out every day, but just, seeing family, having a couple of friends or a friend, meeting up, having a coffee. The next one is improve your fashion and your grooming. Make sure you're tidy, smelling good, looking good, smart, looking appropriate for your age, for 40 or 40 plus. Then the next thing is to find a purpose in your life. Set your own business up, or you're progressing your career, or and continue to educate yourself. So that's it. Take action, put those things into place, those foundations, and then be social and speak to women with honesty and be yourself. Don't try and be someone else. What's the point? What's the point of being someone other than who you're born to be? It doesn't make any sense. And it's not going to get you the right relationship in the long run. So do those things and you'll be fantastic. Challenge your negative perceptions. Challenge your friends that are around you that could be negative, could be saying things like, well, you're 40 now. How comes you haven't settled, or this or that, or you're too... Listen, where are they coming from? Are they coming from my place where I've got a good mindset, I've got the results? They haven't, and I've got your best interest at heart. Are they coming from that place? The likelihood is they're not coming from that place. They're coming from ignorance, their own selfishness, their own insecurities. They probably don't want you to succeed, or they're just coming from conditioning. Maybe they don't really realize what they're saying. They do care about you. That's just people sometimes. People can be ignorant. We all can. So there we have it. I'll speak to you soon. I'm actually working with a client now, and I believe it's a real coincidence. I didn't even plan this. He's 40. So there you go, and he's doing very well, right? Speak to you soon, 40'S.